Yo, it's Bobby coming to you live from Norway yet again. Um, this is my second video. I decided that, instead of making a video, loading it up, making another video, loading it up, I'm gonna make 5 or 6 of them and then just drop them on you. So you get the chance to let Bobby really grow on you. I know that no one can escape the charm that I am, but still, I want you to get to know me. And just with that said, today when I'm making this video, it's October 7th. It's about 20 minutes till October 8th when I'll be 30. I'll be crossing over to the middle-aged group. Do I feel any different? No, not really. I still feel like a goofy little kid. And I guess that's perfectly fine. I know there's a lot of things that I wish to achieve. There's a lot of changes that's been in my life this year. That really didn't have anything to do with my age. I guess maybe I was just right, for it. I was ready for it, and they're happening. There's a lot of changes that I need to make in the future. Okay, let's get to the cause at hand. Today, I want to talk about something that I think a lot of you will understand, because I think a lot of you feel like this, but very few of you actually talk about it. I know that I never talked about it until I decided to talk about it today. One of the reasons that I never talked about it, because I never wanted anyone to feel sorry for me or anything like that. So here it is. What I want to talk about is what it's like to be big, to be obese, or just put it simply, to be fat. I know a lot of you are unhappy with the way you look. The general population want to change one thing or another. Not to generalize, but I know a lot of girls, they always feel either too big or too small or this or that. But having parts of you that you want changed is fairly different than what many of us go through. Take me, for example. I've been big since I was like 3 or 4 years old. You can't come to me and say, well, you should have eaten less and trained more. I was 3. I was born with a gut. A lot of this because of my genetics, because of a lot of toxins that I absorbed from my mother, and the reason being that she had been pregnant with twins and they had miscarriage, but the doctor didn't find that out till like 3 months after. So that left a lot of poison in her, and she was actually never supposed to be pregnant. But lo and behold, that happened, and 30 years later, you're watching me on YouTube. Well, hopefully, you're watching me. I'm gonna write more about this in detail on my blog. I hope you come and read. Leave some comments. I would love some comments on it. The first time I can remember that I got teased for being big is probably preschool, and going on to the classes. Here we have, you got school, elementary school. It's from 1st to 6th grade. Starting there, I was maybe one of 2 fat kids, if I can put it like that. And you kind of get alienated. You get shoved to the side. There's something wrong with you. You're not like the others. And you grow up feeling this. I didn't have many friends. I had some what I call play buddies. I would join the game. And the older you got, when you reach teenagers, oh man, being a teen is hard enough. Try being a teen and fat. I was like a running joke in school, whenever it came to, like, especially with girls and whatnot. People are mean, they're mean. And if you want to survive, you gotta put up a hell of a wall. You have to. So, I became more and more introverted. I would go to school and come home and be at home. The older I got. And the thing is, there's like an old proverb that says that, you know, if someone calls you a thief long enough, you're gonna start feeling like one, and then you know, there's a big chance that you're gonna become one. And for me, you know, like I was treated like a freak because I was fat, so I started feeling like a freak, you know. So I started keeping myself from the surrounding world, keeping myself, you know, indoors, developing a love for movies and computers and whatnot. It's different, you know. Like again, if you say, you know, with the girls who say that, you know, I have a little too much fat on my belly, or like my butt is too big, and they go to the shops and it's like, oh man, I gotta find a number bigger or a number smaller in clothes. I would go to shops like from when I was 10, and I couldn't find clothes that fit me. And again, like no offense, but it's more natural, or people in America are bigger, percentage is bigger, but in Norway it's not like that. You can't really get big sizes in a store in Norway. So, you know, I would go to a store, try clothes, and it just made me depressed because nothing fit. So, you know, from like 13 till I was like 27, the only clothes I bought was through, you know, catalogs, the internet, finding the big sizes and whatnot. So, you know, I became detached from clothing. I wouldn't care what I wore as long as it fit. I don't know if you've seen Gabriel Iglesias. He's a stand-up comedian, great guy. You know, search him up on YouTube, check him out. You know, and he's talking about why he wears Hawaiian shirts, and he goes, because they fit. And that's what you end up doing. You don't wear clothes because you like them or you think they're cool, or you know, I want that because that's the fashion. You freaking buy what fits. You know, talk about girlfriend and love life. That just doesn't exist. And the thing is that you say you kind of become sadder and sadder and depressed, and the sadder you feel, and you start thinking of, you know, people like in wheelchairs, or amputees, or people that have some, you know, born with some mental disorder, and then you think, man, you know, how can I feel sorry for myself? I'm just big. So you start feeling guilty and feeling even more depressed. And it just becomes a spiraling cycle of depression, and it just becomes evil, you know, and you put in as much effort as you can just to survive. And it's weird for me at this point to sit and think about that, and that, you know, what I've been through, and what a lot of people go through. You know, people who experience this and never talk about it, and people, you know, a lot of you, well, maybe not you because you're watching me, so you're cool, but a lot of people who actually do it to others and don't think about how they make you feel. You know, when you look at someone with that eye, and if you're different, and I don't care how subtle you try to be, if you're different and someone looks at you and they're thinking you're different, or they're thinking what's wrong with you, or whatnot, you know. You can see it, you can sense it, you can feel it. You become very attuned to people's attitudes. And you do get treated different, you know. Most of the time you do that. Talking about clothing, the first time I've actually gone to a store and bought a pair of jeans was when I was 27. It was like the first time my weight dropped, and I went down to like 100 kilos, about 210 pounds. That's the first time I've actually been in a store and actually tried out some clothes and bought them. So it you know, life is hard enough as it is. We got all, you know, our shit to deal with. You know, let us try and make life for each other a bit better, if nothing else. You know, that is also part of what fueled me to do and make the changes that I did. But what also happens is, you know, there's a lot of psychology involved in it, a lot of psychology, because you start getting this feeling that, you know, I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. I want them to like me for me. And, you know, and how will someone like you for you if you don't like you for you? Now, I'm not saying that everyone who's big or something is like that. And if you're not, if you're happy with the way you are, you know, all the power and all the respect to you. You know, that is the world's greatest thing that you can have. If you are happy with the way you are, you know, there's nothing better than that. I honestly mean there's nothing better than that.